click, click, click. Hello everyone and welcome to Whistler, British Columbia. We are at the Four Seasons Hotel and we're doing another What's in My Bag. This time it is the Wotancraft Scout. And on my wrists I have here, camera go if you want to get closer, I have the G-Shock GBD 200 I think, and then the 10-11-9 on a NATO strap. And for my camera, my main digital camera up here has been the X100V, and this is a Kura camera film photo Japanese silk strap. And so we are here to talk about what's in my bag and also my overall thoughts on this Scout bag. I've had it for over a month and had a great time using it up in Whistler, so let's start the video now. All right, just before we start, I can fit this camera inside the bag, but the way I usually shoot, and I usually show this in most of my videos, is that I'll have a camera bag or like an everyday bag around my neck here, around my, my side. And a bag like this, I would either carry it on my side, but in general, I actually would have it kind of in behind me here like this, but on my side. And then my main camera is usually around my neck because I want my hands free to do whatever. And then if I see something I want to photograph, I can just immediately pull this out and then take a picture, bang, and then put it back down again. So this is kind of how I had it set up. So if I wanted to have space for this camera inside this bag, I would have just made sure there was enough room. And I did sort of pack up this bag a little bit more than I would have regularly, just to maybe show you what it looks like maxed out. So this is kind of maxed out. This isn't how I necessarily carried it while I was out and about every day. But we will remove the strap just to make it a bit easier for me. But I like how this nice metal hardware here, and this thing spins all the way around, so if it kind of gets tangled weird, you can just kind of make sure it's realigned. It has a nice real comfortable latex under part here that's actually up against your body, and then nice leather and canvas hardware. This is not Cordura. This actually feels like kind of a waxed canvas material, but the rest of this bag here is the Cordura material, which is much lighter, stronger, and thinner than using a standard wax canvas. And I like that mixture. It keeps the bag light with all this leather accent here as well. So I'm going to just remove the strap, which is great because if you just want to use this as a carry bag, you have this carry here. And I always have these hero clips. I mentioned this in my other videos where you can't open this up and now you can actually hang this. So there are some restaurants where they don't actually have a place for you to put your bag. So camera, if you can just sort of show how this works. It hangs off the edge of a table like this, like that. Or if you are out and about and even oftentimes they show this with camping gear, you can just have this hanging off of a branch or something if you need to get stuff off. And regularly it just acts as a carabiner, so I always have one of these attached to something. In my first impressions, I talked about having your main things in the back here. So in back here I do have my wallet as well as a notepad here for quick notes. And because I'm camping and you never know if you get stuck somewhere or something, I do have just like a regular lighter here so that I don't know, if you get stuck out in the middle of the forest and you start fire, you can start a fire with a lighter. And usually I have a pen in here. Do I have a pen? No, I don't have a pen. But I do have a camera go. Do you want me to? Sure. So this is just one of my Instax photos that I took using one of the cameras I have in here. So that is the back section here. And also this is a sort of a pass-through, so if you have luggage, you can just sort of slip this on top of your roller luggage, which is nice. And here's the front, and this is maybe one area where some people might not like, is that you always have to move this top flap here to access one of the two zippers along the top. And so I don't mind it. I think it makes the camera bag look good, and also for sort of semi-security reasons, always having this covered. But if you want quick access, maybe what Wotancraft might have done was this is the laptop zipper over here. Maybe if that was in behind and then the flap came over, but I personally don't mind it. I have some bags that are more for quick access, other bags that are more for style, and then you have sort of most of the bags that are kind of in between. So I don't mind this kind of opening. In the front here, you have these little loops that allow you to quickly snap shut these buttons here. The angle's a bit off here. So let's see what I have inside here. I will just kind of look over. This is my main DOP kit. This is made by Folklore from my buddy Mario De Leon in the Philippines. He was in my documentary. This is where I keep all my cables and stuff. And so this is sort of my miniature tech DOP kit. So I have this here. So we're off the highway here at Four Seasons, so you're gonna get a little bit of highway noise. And then I brought a Lume Cube pocket LED light, and I have the adapter for the hot shoe here, so that fits in the front. And then I have a Lytra light over here. So this one here is more for like video lighting, so you can kind of leave this off to the side. This thing here, I actually use it sort of like a flashlight, or if I go into a room, let's just say the power's out and you want sort of like a lantern, you can just kind of leave this like this, and this is magnetic, so you can attach this to anywhere. And so I like flashlights. I have more flashlights in here, but these are the main lights that I have, and that's it on this side. And over here, because we're at Whistler, and we are in the wilderness, I brought my my buck knife here. This is just a fixed blade buck knife. I do have a folding version of this, ATS-34 Japanese Hitachi steel. And so I do have this around my hip when I'm out and about in the forest, in case I need a quick access knife. I have my regular knife here as well. This is a Spyderco native knife, but you know, for quicker use, you want a fixed blade knife. And then I also have sort of like a mini sanitary DOP kit. I have my wet wipes, some napkins, and an extra face mask. So I always keep a little kit like that with me. And this is another Folklore product. This is my main EDC mini DOP kit here. So you can see I have a Swiss Army knife, the Ranger I think it's called, in the front. I have a Olight. It takes one AA battery. And then I have a Sharpie. And on the back side here, I have a regular rollerball pen. I have a Fisher Space pen. And then I have another one of my regular knives here. This is just a Spyderco that has the wave feature and uses the another Japanese steel VG10. And so, yeah, so this is just a mini DOP kit. This comes in and out. Doesn't matter what bag I'm using. This is what comes with me. And that's it. So that's all I have in the front section. And now in the main, actually, you know what? I'm going to go to the back section here. In the back section, typically when I'm out and about in the day with the camera girl, I don't bring my iPad, but my iPad does fit in this back section here has its own separate little zipper. It's only one zipper, and it goes left to right, and it is weather sealed zippers here, all YKK. And so either you could put a MacBook 13-inch in here, or you could put an iPad, or you could put notepads or something like that, or notebook will fit inside this back section. All right, so now it's time to go into the main section, and this is where sort of I just sort of slipped this in here. This is my sunglasses in here. And in here is my mini Surui tripod. It's a mini tripod here, and you can use it like a vlogging stick, and as well as like an iPhone holder. Now, if you don't, typically I didn't carry this mini tripod with me unless I knew I was shooting something. So you can see here, there's about a 3-inch space along the top here. And so this bag here is reasonably thin. This opens up sort of like an accordion style. So this is tall. So when you, the last video I shot here in Whistler, I was showcasing you the Pilot 7-inch. This bag here is wider than the Pilot, and it's taller this way here. So what happens is most of my gear is in the bottom, like 2/3 of this, and there's this top space. You can fit in an extra jacket, you can fit in a water bottle across this way. You can fit quite a bit in here. So all I did was have these two items just along the top here, but you can even leave it open, and if you end up buying extra stuff, you can just sort of put it along the top. But I have it broken up into 3 sections, 1, 2, 3, with the dividers. This is the taller divider, and I folded it over and down like this so that I can lay stuff across. But inside this sort of my own like little compartment, I have 2 of my film cameras right here. And so I have inside this Olympus case, I have my Ricoh GR1 film camera, and I have my Nikon 35 Ti. And for those of you wondering, Tak, why do you carry 2 film point and shoots with you? Well, because I still have a few shots left on both of these cameras, and I was hoping that I would be able to finish these rolls up here in Whistler. And then in the main middle section here, I have sort of like my notepad daily calendar thing, and I have my Mint Instacon neutral density filter kit, which means I actually brought right here the SF70, which I showed that picture before, wherever that is here. This picture over here that I took of Camera Girl, and I shot that using this camera over here. So this was my main sort of fun camera that I have, and I have it on a clever design leather strap using the Peak Design anchor system. So I have that in the middle section. Now we're just kind of getting down to the end, and this is the last section. I have my sort of pen collection, a rollerball pen collection for my notebook, and I have my EF X20 flash for my Fujifilm X100V. And I have my little mini man dop kit that I've showcased on many of my videos. And then this is the anchor, that magnetic connection for my iPhone to charge. And finally, I have a Zaid made card and battery holder for the X100V. So you can see inside here, that's it, completely empty. I'm gonna slowly put everything back in here, but you can fit a lot in here. So camera, if you can back up a bit, you can fit a lot of stuff in here. I purposely filled it more than I probably typically would. I wouldn't have my iPad with me. I wouldn't have this mini tripod with me. And maybe I wouldn't take my notepad with me as I'm out and about, because this is kind of vacation. And so I'm gonna put it all back in using a time-lapse feature, and then we'll finish off by letting you know what I thought of using this bag as my everyday bag up here in Whistler. Alright, I finished packing, so let's finish this video and talk about the overall what I thought about using this bag, not just here in Whistler, but like I said, I've had this for a month. I use it out in the streets of Vancouver. I use it as an everyday bag. I use it as a camera bag. And yeah, let's talk about this bag. Actually, before we do the final conclusion, I thought I would show you two more Wotancraft bags. This is actually their toiletry bag. And this is great. I used this when I was in Germany, and this worked out great. And I just love, I think there is two color versions of this, but this is quite kind of oversized, but this is the kind of bag you hang like this, right? On the back of a door or anywhere where you can put all your, this is my shaver, and then you could have your deodorant and all these different things. I have a little top section here where I put my chapstick, nail cutters, and then this huge section over here where you can add different things. But this always works out great. I love the profile. A lot of these toiletry bags are more, they're thicker. I like this thinner profile. It fits into my bags better. So this is what I used on this trip here. And as well, I usually carry my waist pack. And also, I talked about this going to Germany as well. On days where I didn't want to carry a big camera bag, I just wanted to carry like one camera and then just all my essentials. So all the little small kind of dop kit like products like the batteries and my little knife dop kit, all those things will fit inside here. And I've done a separate video. I think I've done a separate video. I hope I did. I'll put the link down below on this waist pack. This is a 6.5 liter. This is a 9 liter bag. In my original video, I said this was a 7 liter, and that's the literature I got from Wotancraft. They said they remeasured it, and they actually said it's 9 liters. So this is, it doesn't look like it's 6.5 liter, but this actually can expand quite big when you fill it up. And when you don't have much in it, it looks much smaller. And so this is almost, this bag is very special. It can be small when you want it small, and it can be big when you want it big. And so this is usually kind of, I have it up front with me while I'm driving, my wallet and sort of like my main things. And when I don't want to carry a bag like this, when I, like for instance, going out for a fancy dinner, I just take a little waist pack bag like this with me. And so alright, so now let's talk about this bag. Let's just put this strap back on as we do my final thoughts of this bag. Yeah, first of all, this strap, as I mentioned before, this kind of a latex cushion here. Camera, if we're gonna get a little bit closer, it's very thick, very comfortable, and just style-wise, it looks really nice. I like it choked up, kind of short, even shorter than it is right now, but this is just the right length for me to have it either on my side or sort of on my back when I'm walking, and I'll post some pictures that Camera Girl took of me as we walked around through the trails here. And as well, when I was in Vancouver and I was out with Kyle, he took some photos of me from behind using this bag. So I like it choked up a bit high. You can also have it a little bit longer. And like I said, because these are all 360 spin, it doesn't matter how this kind of gets tangled up, you can always straighten it out easily without having to take this bag off of your shoulder. As well, I like all the nice little leather accents here. It's not only for strength, but as well for aesthetics. YKK zippers, all weather sealed throughout here. You have your little leather bumpers, or I don't know what you call it here, sort of to protect the edges. Nice little Y straps in the front here. And then having these little finger loops in the back here to be able to open and close easily is a really nice touch to this bag. And you know, again, to access this, you still have to open this up, or you could just basically not have this shut, because remember, these top sections here already are zippered shut, so you can't just leave this like this, and then when you need quick access, you can access inside over here. Now, in terms of the shape of this bag, as I mentioned before, the Pilot is fatter than this bag here, and as you fill out even more, it gets fatter and fatter. This is more of a rigid design. This is thinner, but it is wider as well as taller than the Pilot 7-liter. And so, as I showed you before, when I broke this up into like basically 3 different compartments, you could put tall stuff like the Mint camera up here, and it still only comes up to about here, which gives you another top third here that you can lay stuff on top. And so I've shot this in many different configurations, meaning I removed all the dividers and used this more of an everyday bag, and I've used it more like a camera bag. And up here in Whistler with my wife on our holidays, I've used it as mostly as a camera bag, and I think this is a great design. One of the corner sections here, instead of carrying extra cameras, you could put a water bottle on the side here. I've had it where I've only had a dop kit on one side and then a water bottle on this side, and then had an iPad or a laptop in the back and use it almost like an office bag. And so this is a very versatile bag. I like it. It comes down to this flap here. If you don't mind having to always open this and close this. If you want a quick access bag, then the Pilot bag probably makes more sense to you. If you don't mind a bag that's more versatile though, and I think this is where this is, if you get, especially you got the black version, you can use it in the office, or you can use it in the forest if you wanted to, because of the versatility of this bag and how it's modular on the inside by removing or adding extra dividers, as well as their extra accessories that you can modify the inside of this bag. Now, comparing this bag to the Pilot does have sort of that molly strap in the front, so you can add more to it, but it does make the bag thicker and thicker this way. So if you're more of a hardcore photographer and an outdoorsy kind of person, and you don't mind that it's kind of, how to explain, like for instance, the water bottle holder is on the outside of the Pilot bag, so you can add it on the outside. If you don't mind that, then the Pilot's a great bag for that type of carry. But if you want something more self-contained like this, where you know nothing's hanging out the outside, and you have this flap to really make it aesthetic on the outside, then I think the Scout is the right bag for you. And so thank you so much, Camera Girl, for taking the time to be Camera Girl and shooting this video. It's actually our wedding anniversary weekend, but I knew I had to shoot one of these videos just for you guys. So for the sake of Camera Girl, I would love it if you like this video, and as well as follow, and if you want to ask any questions down below about this bag. And as well, I'll leave affiliate links for this bag. If you buy this bag or anything from Wotancraft that I showed you, I get a small commission for that, and that really helps both Camera Girl and I. And so thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back in Vancouver, and until then, we'll talk to you soon, and happy shooting. Click. Click. All right.